Cardi B is finally speaking out on her husband Offset getting exposed for cheating yet again, and it looks like she's actually considering divorcing this time.
I'm just letting y'all know what's gonna happen next. Well, we're gonna get a divorce. People are gonna be mad nosy, mad happy. I'm gonna make an album. People are gonna want to hear the album because of it. Another rich gonna cuff me.
Cardi's longtime nemesis blogger, Tasha K, recently leaked a video seemingly showing Offset's mistress at Cardi's house. And since this isn't the first time Offset was accused of cheating, Cardi decided to set the record straight on why she keeps turning a blind eye to his infidelity. But who is this mystery woman that Offset allegedly brought to Cardi's house? And is Cardi really getting ready to file for divorce? Let's break it down.
So go ahead, do all of that. When I decide to get off my guess what? You're gonna be sick too, because I'm just gonna be with another rich nigga.
The feud between Cardi B and Tasha K was recently reignited once again, and believe it or not, it all started over Cardi's comments about the recent OceanGate submarine incident. Before news broke that the submarine imploded, killing everyone aboard, a man named Brian, whose stepfather, Hamish Harding, was one of those who lost his life, shared a photo of himself at a Blink-182 concert saying that music helps him in difficult times. Brian drew a ton of backlash over this post, and one of the people who called him out was Cardi.
So one of the billionaires that's missing on the water from that submarine shit, one of the billionaires, their stepson, is at a concert, right? At a Blink-182 concert. And people is like, well, what is he supposed to do? Be sad at the house? Is he supposed to go look for himself? Yes. You're supposed to be at the house sad. You're supposed to be crying for me. You're supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear any updates about me. You're supposed to be counseling your mom and like, isn't it sad that you a whole billionaire and nobody gives a fuck about you? Like you missing and mother is ready to shake at concert. That's crazy. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke than and poor, but knowing that I'm loved.
Brian later responded to Cardi, calling her a piece of trashy celeb. However, Cardi refused to back down, and she continued the conversation on Twitter. The point was the whole world is praying for these people in the submarine, and this man's son is online shaking D's for girls off OnlyFans and going to Blink-182 concerts, Cardi wrote. You was looking for clout all along. Nobody knew who you were until you said that was your stepdad. This is why people hate you spoiled brat billionaires. Y'all so desensitized. And while most fans praised Cardi for saying what everyone else was thinking, one person who didn't appreciate her comments was Tasha K, the woman who still owes Cardi $4 million after losing a defamation lawsuit last year. In case you missed out on this drama, Cardi filed a lawsuit against Tasha over a video in which Tasha made a series of wild allegations against Cardi, claiming that she had an STD, that she cheated on Offset, worked as a prostitute, and had substance addiction. Cardi sued Tasha for defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and she was awarded over $4 million in damages. However, Cardi's yet to collect her debt, and Tasha later publicly said she doesn't have that kind of money. But instead of laying low, Tasha is now once again poking the bear, and she decided to insert herself in the conversation between Cardi and the man whose stepdad died in the submarine. After Cardi called that man a spoiled brat for attending a concert while his stepdad was missing, Tasha posted a comment on Instagram claiming that Cardi has no room to talk because she was being just as insensitive after Offset's bandmate Takeoff died last year. Wasn't she posting guns right after Takeoff died? Tasha wrote. And on the internet, cutting up no long after his sudden takeoff? I'm just asking. Everyone grieves differently. But then Cardi clapped back at Tasha, warning her not to mention Takeoff's name. To bring up Takeoff to prove a fake-ass point is disgusting, Cardi wrote. I lost weight. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Me and my man still dealing with that to this day. Cardi explained that the guns Tasha was referring to were for protection, and she also accused Tasha of hiding money in Africa. Since you want to be funny for comments, I'ma make sure your kid don't go to college, Cardi said. You think my lawyers don't know you hiding money in Africa? I'ma make sure I get every red cent of my $4 million. Don't ever put Takeoff name in your mouth. But just when everyone thought Tasha would back down, she came back with a vengeance and shared a video that allegedly showed Offset's side piece at Cardi's house. One video Tasha posted on Twitter showed a woman claiming that Offset used to bring her to Cardi's house, and in the caption, Tasha wrote, "Another night in the valley with someone's husband. Y'all arguing with me is a distraction and clearly misplaced anger."
I got videos somewhere in my old phone where, as I'm pulling up, Cardi's leaving. Her license plate say Berkeley's, and it's like a black SUV. On their studio over at Vineland, and it's over on Vineland in North Hollywood. I got videos in there too as well. But Offset used to always take my phone whenever I went in. And whenever we were together, he would take my phone to make sure I didn't record us together or something.
Tasha then shared another video of the same woman recording herself in a room that Tasha claimed belongs to Cardi and Offset's daughter, Culture. Tasha said that the woman, who's now apparently dating Suge Knight, told her she's known Offset since 2013, and they continued seeing each other up until last year. This is at their home in Vineland in Hollywood, Tasha wrote. She says that's her daughter's bed she is sitting on and in the camera. However, some fans accused Tasha of spreading false info, and they claimed the video wasn't filmed at Cardi's house. That's a recording studio, one fan said. Like, y'all gotta fact check these things. And another fan claimed Cardi is unbothered by Tasha and wrote, only thing Cardi cares about is when you gonna pay her $4 million. But it looks like Tasha's comments touched a nerve with Cardi after all, because she later went on Twitter Spaces to address the new cheating allegations. While Cardi neither confirmed nor denied that Offset cheated on her again, she seemingly hinted that she's ready to divorce him at any time. Cardi started off by saying that every man she's been with wanted to marry her, and claimed that if her current marriage fails, she won't have any problems finding a new husband.
I was engaged. Before that, I was with a scammer that made a lot of money. Everybody knew about him, and everybody know he didn't even play about me. So I'm that type of that gonna cuff. When I don't be outside like that. So when I do be outside, and these ball players and these rappers and these this, they see me, their voices start trembling. Like, hi Cardi. Like, they be nervous because I'm bad. You don't got that. I got that. So every single time y'all trying to bring turmoil to my marriage, I'm just letting y'all know what's going to happen next. Well, we're going to get a divorce. People are going to be mad nosy, mad happy. I'm going to make an album. People are going to want to hear the album because of it. Another rich going to cuff me.
And while Cardi didn't mention Tasha by name, she said everyone who keeps bringing up Offset is just wasting their time because she's not worried about losing him.
What it be the point that y'all be trying to... What do y'all be trying to accomplish when y'all be bringing my up? Like, what is it? What, like a breakup and then what? You're gonna be sick of me because you're gonna see me living my best life. Everybody wants single Cardi. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants every bitch to be single. Every single time Lori Harvey gets with a new, everybody go crazy for it. Everybody go crazy. Everybody loves it. So it's like, what are you accomplishing? Like, tell me what you're gonna accomplish. You're just gonna turn me up. So go ahead, do all of that. When I decide to get off my, guess what? You're gonna be sick too, cause I'm just gonna be with another rich nigga.
But did you catch Cardi saying when I decide and not if I decide to leave my man?
Go ahead, do all of that. When I decide to get off my, guess what? You're gonna be sick too.
So it sounds like Cardi is saying she already knows her marriage is not built to last, and she's just waiting for the right moment to pull the plug. However, fans are not so convinced because Cardi already filed for divorce once amid rumors that Offset cheated, but she quickly changed her mind and took him back. Back in September 2020, Cardi filed for divorce after she reportedly found out Offset had cheated. However, the following month, she revealed they were back together. And when fans tried to warn Cardi that Offset was emotionally abusive, she fired back at them, saying that she's not a victim and that staying with Offset is her choice.
I didn't even really want to talk about my relationship because I know y'all sick and tired of me going back and forth with Offset. Because, I'm just a crazy bitch. But my thing is, I just hate when people start using certain words too loosely. That it's just like, bro, y'all sound crazy. Like when y'all start using the word abusive, I'm not in a physical relationship. I'm not in a mental relationship. I have choices. When me and my are going through some shit, I'm not being tied down in a bedroom. I'm not being with 100 phone calls.
Cardi also suggested that she only filed for divorce to teach Offset a lesson, and she again denied that Offset is abusive in any way.
If I want to go to an extreme to teach a lesson and file for divorce, I could do that. It's my life. I'm not getting no. If we work things out, if we sit down and work things out, and I tell him what I don't like, what I want to change, when he tells me what he wants me to change, what he wants me to stop doing, we could do that. Why are y'all trying to make everything use?
However, a lot of people said that the fact that Cardi felt the need to explain herself means she probably knows deep down that her fans are right. And now that Offset seemingly got exposed for cheating again, fans are saying Cardi once again sounds like she's trying to convince herself that staying with Offset is what she really wants. One fan said either she's talking to Offset or trying to convince herself, but she's not really addressing the public. And another fan wrote, if y'all noticed, she didn't say it wasn't true. What I heard is a woman trying to convince herself of her greatness. Her self-esteem isn't there. But let's hear your thoughts on this. How do you feel about Tasha K exposing Offset's alleged mistress? And do you think Cardi could actually divorce Offset this time?
Ladies, give it up. Thou shalt not demand my credit score be high if thou body count is higher. If you have not been able to keep your legs closed and have made terrible decisions in your past, do not expect me or demand me to make great decisions in my future. You go to a job, right? They do a background check, right? You do a drug test, right? If you want to get that job, your past matters, right? Then why the hell you think I want to put my last name if your past is terrible? You can't erase them bodies, so I'm not insecure. I have standards just like you. Just like you don't want to date a broke man, I don't want to date a loose woman.
Your body count is higher than your age, queen. Then you are recreational purposes only.
Quite frankly, I can't trust your decision making. You make bad decisions. 30 years, 30 bodies, and you still haven't found one to keep? You still haven't found one to marry? You still haven't found one that's worth a damn? I say you're the problem, not him. That ugly money.
There's also the possibility of those men actually seeing how the incident started and chose to not intervene because of that, just saying. And said it well you did. Could she have started this entire altercation? We don't know. That woman could have sat right there in that line before this altercation even started being recorded and said, shut up before I go to your house because I know where you live and I'll take the life of your mama. What? Because if that's the case, then really what you're saying is that you're happy that a black male protected his mama, but you're not happy that a black male protected his mama. Senior citizen or not, if I feel like a woman invited danger to her, she gets 0% of this protection. You want to run your mouth and act like you a man? No protection. You want to wear revealing clothes? No protection. You want to test my affection by getting me into an altercation? No protection. We can see all that shit coming, and don't think for 1 second that we can, and that's exactly why it's our decision to protect you. From what I heard, his girlfriend was egging him on to hit the woman. So the black males in attendance possibly thought, well, we should be listening to black female voices because we have wives and we have daughters and we have sisters and we have girlfriends. Only problem with that is the black women in attendance had two different ideologies relative to protection. So while one was saying, yeah, maybe you should assault a black woman, came out of a black woman's mouth. Can't be mad that we listen to y'all. Or quite possibly the voice of a woman that looks like she does not want to evade altercation. Y'all can take care of yourselves and you proved it. And the method that you would like to use is our children. Why don't you just get a German Shepherd? They're cheaper, and then you can give us back our sons and daughters. But everybody acting like one of two things. Either she was a saint in this altercation or she just didn't have any responsibility to control her words. If she was a saint, then fine. That man was completely in the wrong, and he didn't deserve to lose his life still. I was dunking at 14. Don't think I couldn't have wrestled with a man. And if she didn't have an obligation to control her mouth, then you can run your mouth and bump your lips, say anything that you want. Call that man a bitch. Equal rights, equal lefts. When you throw your fist, but just know, I ain't protecting shit.
I just have one question. You went after the passport bros, but did you ever check the white men that do this? I mean, I could just be queerly paranoid, but something just seems off about your approach.
You said that you would have dated a guy at McDonald's. Here's the difference. If he had the TikTok followers, he had the money, and you worked at McDonald's, he would date you. That's my point. It wouldn't be the other way around.
Like, you're the selfish gender. Get there faster. You guys are the selfish gender. We see a poor woman covered in dust, and we go, bitch, I'll save you. You guys see a poor homeless guy covered in dust, you walk by as he's overdosing on fentanyl, you disgusting animal.
Woman and the black man. And if you look at the deterioration of the black family, then you can start it off with the feminist movement.
The 1970s was a defining decade for contemporary black feminism. African American women across a diversity of fields stepped forward to demand that attention be paid to the double burden of being black and female.
For the first time that we know of, there are fewer females on Earth than males. But it's also true that violence against females is the biggest indicator of all other violence.
That motherhood only lies with the biological woman. But I want to disabuse you of that, because motherhood is a universal principle. Fatherhood is a universal principle. The masculine is a universal principle, and the feminine is a universal principle. So I don't want you to think that I'm here as a feminist. Those who are watching, the women in the Nation of Islam, we are not feminists at all.
And this is why, not just in America, not just in the Nation of Islam, but Muslims all over the world, including Nigeria, You will not see a Muslim woman have a baby without a husband. You will not see a Muslim woman disrespect her man or her husband. You will not see a Muslim woman have multiple baby daddies. You will not see a Muslim woman take a picture of her ass and post it on social media. You will not see a Muslim woman condemn, degrade, or disrespect her man.
If you look at the history of the feminist movement, it dealt with the white woman wanting to defeat the patriarchal system of the white man. She wanted to get out the house. So while she was out there marching and fighting to get out the house, who was in her house? It was the black woman taking care of her household. It was the black woman taking care of her man. It was the black woman suckling her children from the breasts when she couldn't suckle her own children.
You know, the conversation that she spoke about when I said, I'll marry you, it was like a bad time because she was basically on trial. And that particular day, she was very upset. And she was saying things like, you know, nobody's going to be there for me. Nobody's going to support me. I'm going to lose the case. And I was trying to assure her, like, yo, you're going to win the case. You're not going to blow trial. I didn't think she was going to lose the case because the stories were so inconsistent. And the case to me was a bullshit case. And she just kept shooting me down. So I was like, I'll marry you. And she flipped on me. And honestly, I don't think it was the reason for her flipping on me was what she said. The reason why I think she flipped on me was because I took it like, and I felt like she's been lied to in the past, and men have such a bad reputation for not keeping their word, for not being loyal, for not being there for no one when they're going through hard times, and just not being faithful or loyal to their lady. And I felt like she looked at it like, you're full of shit. Like, you're not going to marry me. You're not going to be there for me. And that's why she lashed out. That was the only rational reason I could think in my head. Like, why did I just get flipped on for damn near proposing? You know what I mean?
So how about when I get home, this motherfucker done packed up and got the fuck up out of here. He done moved all his shit up at my motherfucking house. So I'm calling his phone. I'm blowing him up. Remind you, this is my closet where all his stuff is at. Where it normally be. Ain't shit in the motherfucking closet. He done packed the fuck up and got up out of here. He's a fucking lame for that. Like, I'm calling his phone and asking him, like, what's going on? What's the problem? I mean, what you upset for? You know what I'm saying? Why you leave? Like, why you leave? Why you being a coward? Why you couldn't face me? Why you had to sneak and do it? Why you had to wait until I go to work and then try to go do it? Darrell, stop. You know what I'm saying? So the shit is fucking crazy. All it boils down to, y'all know I just went on this fucking trip. I just left and went on this motherfucking trip, and he wasn't feeling the goddamn trip. Talking about I'm going with a whole bunch of people that he don't know, and all this and this and that, and how do that look? I'm in a whole lot of relationship and I'm going out of town with people that I don't know and all this motherfucking shit. You mean to tell me we've been together for 10 years? We've been together for 10 and a half goddamn years, going on 11 years, got 6 kids with this nigga. Like, really, what? Because I go on a trip, you gonna motherfucking pack your shit up and you gonna dip up out of here? Really? Like, this shit crazy as hell, y'all. I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. Like, what the fuck I'm about to do? I'm over here, done moved in this damn 3-bedroom motherfucking place. 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths. Gotta pay all this motherfucking rent by my goddamn self. And on top of that, take care of fucking 9 kids by myself, y'all. This shit crazy. And 6 of these kids are his motherfucking kids. Like, this crazy. This shit crazy as fuck. Cut them lights off. I already ain't got no motherfucking body to help me with these bills. Cut all these lights off in this motherfucker. Cut all these lights off. We don't need no lights on. This shit crazy as hell.
Women say this when they're cheating. Women say he's just a friend when they're cheating. When a woman tells you he's just a friend, she knows that he has ulterior motives. I know a lot of the world thinks that men are just dumb, but a man can sense with our instincts when another man has desires for our woman. So when we're telling our girl, hey baby, be careful, I don't really feel comfortable with you being around this dude, it's because you can sense that he wants something more. So when she's accepting a friend that you know wants something else with her, a friend that you know is playing the sidelines hoping that you guys stumble up so he can swoop in, if she doesn't eliminate that guy immediately from her life, she's telling you that she's leaving him as an option. And 9 times out of 10, she's going to cheat on you with him.
The detriments of feminism, and you went to school, you kind of bought it
No, I
for a
never
period?
bought it.
You never bought it. So you were against feminism even going into college?
Always. I always was like, I've always been a woman. My life's only been easier as a woman. I don't understand what all these women are crying and bitching about. And to your point about the women not really getting a legacy, I would say that women need to understand that you don't need a legacy like a man. Your legacy is your family, and your family that you raise, and your children. That's the legacy that women need to understand is important. You don't need to have a legacy like a man. Women need to stop trying to become men, because they can't become men, and they're only going to fail at it. And when they try to become men, they become OnlyFans whores, sell their bodies online. And guess what? One day you're going to get old, you're going to get wrinkly, you're going to become like an old miserable hag like Chelsea Handler and be childless, husbandless. You eventually will want a husband. You will. And one day you're not gonna be able to have kids, and you're gonna wish that maybe I didn't spend my whole life trying to be a boss babe, and maybe I should have just, done what society tells me not to do and got married and actually found a man. Like, serve your daddy husband and not your corporate boss. And that's how you'll be happy. That's your legacy.
I'm sorry.
Which one is harder to be in a relationship with, single mom or single father?
I'm gonna have to say single father.
A single mother, wouldn't you say she's looking for that man to step in as a provisionary at some point, meaning that he will have to provide for those kids at some point?
Some point. Like, he would have to show some.
Okay, now so take that, right? Would you say the same thing for the single father? Would he look for that woman to come in and to provide tangible things from that woman?
Would he look at her to provide that? No.
Okay, so think about that, right? So since the woman looks for security value, naturally, whether she got a kid or not, she looks for security. And in order to get that security met, the guy has to provide.
Right.
But vice versa, on the single father, he's not looking for that girl to come in and to provide. So wouldn't you say it's harder for a guy to date a single mother because he has to provide something? Not only that, let's say this, right? Wouldn't you say that he has the bulk of the responsibility with zero authority when it comes to the kids? Because if the kids is acting up, don't talk to my kids like that. Oh, don't hit my kid. That's my baby. Oh, don't do this. So he has all the responsibility of raising these kids, but no authority. And guess what? Responsibility without authority is slavery.
Wow. Oh, yeah, you're speaking.
True story. If you're a parent, watch this. My son came to me yesterday and said, Dad, my teacher told me that you disrespecting me and it's some form of child abuse the way you make me feel. So I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, my teacher said, when you call me soft, that's child abuse and you should care about my feelings. So I looked my son in his eyes with a lot of love. And I said, son, shut your soft ass up. He said, no, Dad, I'm serious. This is child abuse. I said, son, is your teacher a male or a female? He said, it's a man. I said, well, you tell him to shut his soft ass up too. Then I explained to my son, when I was living in Chicago, I had some uncles and big cousins and they had friends. We all played 21. In Chicago, when you play 21, ain't no fouls there, bro. Somebody can literally shoot you while you going up for a layup, and if you was to call a foul, they gonna be mad at you. I remember when a grown man tackled me when I was going for a layup. He almost broke my hip. I said foul, and everybody was mad at me. Man, get yourself off the court. Crybaby, yeah. They still remind me that I called that foul 15 years ago. I said, now that would have been child abuse, because I was only 8 and they was in their 20s and 30s. So I told them, I'm only calling you soft because you're being emotional because you can't get your way. So when I call you soft, I'm telling you to conduct yourself as a young man and not a baby that's not getting their way. So this is far away from child abuse. This is daddy teaching you to be a young man.